Did you know that over 75% of car breakdowns come down to poor or inconsistent maintenance? A lot of people think cars are basically done for after about 100,000 miles, but that's just not true. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to keep your car running well past 600,000 miles without sinking a fortune into major repairs. We're also going to bust a super common myth that's destroyed hundreds of turbo engines. And stick around till the end because I've got a bonus tip. Even seasoned drivers forget this one, and it could save you thousands of dollars. All right, let's kick it off with habit number 1. Habit number 1, don't blindly follow the manufacturer's oil change interval. On paper, those 10,000-mile oil change schedules sound great. Less hassle, lower cost. But in the real world, they can cost you an engine. Manufacturers push longer intervals to make ownership look cheaper, especially during the warranty period. But once you're past 60,000 miles, it's not their problem. It's yours. Seasoned mechanics and high-mileage drivers agree. The real sweet spot is every 5,000 miles or every 6 months with full synthetic oil. And if you drive in heavy traffic, tow, or live in a hot, dusty climate, it's even more important. Sure, sticking to the manual might save you a couple of oil changes, but it can also leave you with sludge, worn seals, or worse, early engine failure. That's a $4,000 bill you could have avoided. Remember, manufacturer recommendations are averages, not guarantees. If you want your engine to last, don't follow the marketing. Follow what actually works. And while we're talking about fluid changes, there's another one you absolutely can't afford to skip. Habit number 2. Habit number 2. Don't neglect your transmission fluid. Most drivers don't even think about their transmission until the shifts start slipping. But by that point, you're not fixing it. You're replacing it. Unlike engine oil, transmission fluid doesn't get topped up or changed regularly on its own. It's sealed inside, slowly breaking down mile after mile. From the outside, it might still look bright cherry red, no bad smell. But after about 40,000 miles, it's hiding clutch dust, tiny metal shavings, and varnish. Basically, it's like liquid sandpaper grinding away at your gears. If you wait until you notice symptoms, you've already waited too long. Smart owners do a simple drain and fill every 40,000 miles or every 6 years, whichever comes first. If you've got a hybrid, you can stretch it to 60,000, but don't push it further. And here's a big warning: never do a full flush on an old, neglected transmission. The gunk inside might actually be holding it together, and flushing it can finish it off. Just drain it, refill it, and always use the OEM fluid, like Toyota WS or Honda ATF DW1. Cheap universal stuff might save you a few bucks now, but it'll cost you thousands later. Neglect your transmission, and sure, the car might start, but it won't go anywhere. Stick around till the end, because I'm going to share an old school trick to make sure you never fall behind on maintenance. But before we get to that, let's roll into habit number 3. Habit number 3, flush your coolant every 5 years or 30,000 miles. A lot of people think coolant lasts forever, but waiting 60,000 miles or more is basically gambling with your engine. Modern coolants are long life, sure, and they come in all kinds of colors: pink, orange, yellow, even blue. But after years of heat cycles, they turn acidic. And once that happens, they stop protecting and start corroding. We're talking water pumps, seals, radiators, heater cores, all at risk. Worst case, a blown head gasket. If you're seeing white smoke from the exhaust, the engine misfiring, or your coolant level mysteriously dropping with no visible leak, that's your engine crying for help. Doesn't matter if it's a Toyota, a Ford, or a hybrid. Once the coolant breaks down, your whole cooling system is in danger. The smart move is simple. Change it every 5 years or 30,000 miles. Not 60,000, not 90,000. Coolant is cheap. Engines are not. Don't wait for symptoms. Stay ahead of it. Now let's talk about another hidden component you can't afford to ignore. Habit number 4. Replace your timing belt before it breaks. Be honest. When's the last time you even thought about your timing belt? Most of us only remember it when something goes wrong. But this small, hidden belt keeps some of the most critical parts of your engine in perfect sync. If it snaps while you're driving, the pistons and valves can collide, destroying your engine. And that repair? Easily $2,000 to $5,000. Most cars need a new timing belt every 40,000 to 60,000 miles, or every 7 to 10 years, whichever comes first. Even if you don't drive much, heat, time, and oil leaks will still wear it down. Don't wait for warning signs. Most of the time, there aren't any. Sure, you might hear a faint ticking or notice a little oil around the belt cover, but usually it just fails without warning. Replacing it on time is way cheaper and way safer than dealing with the damage after it breaks. And while you're already in there, it's the perfect time to take care of the next maintenance item too. Habit number 5. Replace your spark plugs on time. Worn-out spark plugs can tank your fuel economy by up to 30% and rob your engine of power. A weak spark means the fuel doesn't burn completely, so you waste more gas and get less performance. Most cars need new plugs every 40,000 to 60,000 miles, but that can change depending on the type. Iridium lasts longer than copper. Check your owner's manual for the right interval, but also pay attention to the signs: rough idle, slow starts, or sluggish acceleration. Misfires are another red flag. Your engine might shake, and you might smell raw fuel from the exhaust. If you pull out a plug and see oil or coolant on it, that's a bigger issue. It could be a leaky valve cover gasket, or coolant sneaking into the engine. The best way to avoid these expensive problems is to stay on top of your maintenance schedule. And speaking of that, next up, we're talking about something that can save your fuel system from a costly breakdown. Habit number 6. Replace your fuel filter at the recommended intervals. You might not notice it during your daily drives, but over time, your fuel filter slowly fills up with dirt, rust, and microscopic debris. The more it clogs, the harder your fuel pump has to work, until one day it just quits. A $40 filter swap can save you from a $500 to $1,000 fuel pump replacement. On older cars, filters are usually changed around every 20,000 miles. Newer ones can go up to 40,000. If your car has an in-tank filter, you might stretch it to 60,000, but it's still risky to push it. When you change it, make sure to relieve the fuel pressure first. Pull the fuel pump fuse and let the engine run until it stalls. That way, you don't end up with fuel spraying everywhere. And always work in a well-ventilated area. You really don't want to find out just how flammable gasoline vapors are. Now let's move on to a fluid most drivers never even think about, but it's just as important for keeping your car on the road. Habit number 7. Flush your brake fluid every 2 to 3 years. You might be wondering, how can brake fluid stop me from hitting 300,000 miles? Simple. If you can't stop safely, your car's never going to make it that far. This one's a silent killer, especially in older cars, because brake fluid is hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture from the air over time. Within 7 to 10 years, the boiling point can drop by more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Fresh DOT3 boils at around 401 degrees Fahrenheit, and DOT4 boils at around 405 degrees Fahrenheit 4 at about 446 degrees Fahrenheit. But once it's absorbed water, those numbers can drop to 284 degrees Fahrenheit or even lower. In stop-and-go traffic, your brakes can get hot enough to make old fluid boil. When that happens, air bubbles form. The pedal gets soft or spongy, and your stopping distance skyrockets. Or your brakes can fail completely. You don't even need a shop visit to check it. A simple $20 brake fluid tester can tell you in seconds. Just dip it in, press a button, and it'll read the moisture level. If it's over 3%, don't wait. Flush it. And I'll drop a link in the description for the exact tester I recommend. Now, let's move on to something most drivers haven't even heard of, but it's absolutely critical for long-term reliability. Habit number 8. Don't forget to change your differential and transfer case fluid. Now you might be asking, what the heck are those? These components take the power from your engine and send it to your wheels, letting your car turn smoothly and grip the road on different surfaces. Over time, the heavy-duty oil inside them breaks down, gets dirty, and loses its ability to protect. And if you've got a rear-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive vehicle, this is even more important. Most experts recommend changing the differential fluid every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. Here's a quick step-by-step. Step 1. Find the differential or transfer case. It's usually a metal housing on the axle or right in the middle under your car. Step 2. Place a drain pan underneath, remove the drain plug, and let the old fluid flow out. Step 3. Remove the fill plug too, so the fluid drains easily. Step 4. Once it's empty, reinstall the drain plug. Step 5. Using a pump, add the manufacturer recommended fluid through the fill hole until it just starts to seep out. Step 6. Securely reinstall the fill plug. If you've never done this before, it's best to have a mechanic show you the ropes the first couple of times. Next up, we're talking about a small but mighty sensor that keeps your engine breathing right. Habit number 9. Check and clean your MAF sensor. The MAF, or mass airflow sensor, sits right after your air filter and measures exactly how much air your engine is breathing in. Your car's computer uses this data to figure out how much fuel to inject. Over time, the tiny wires or plates inside get coated with dust and oil vapor. When that happens, the readings get thrown off, and your air-fuel mix goes out of balance. The result? Hesitation when you accelerate, rough idle, higher fuel consumption, or even stalling. Your check engine light might come on with codes like P0100 to P0104. Before you drop money on a new MAF sensor, try cleaning it. It can save you hundreds of dollars. Here's how. Step 1. Find the sensor and carefully unplug the electrical connector. Step 2. Remove the sensor or the housing it's in. Step 3. Use only MAF sensor cleaner spray to coat the sensing elements. Never use brake cleaner, carb cleaner, or WD-40. They'll ruin it. Step 4. Let it air dry completely before reinstalling. If you've got an OBD2 scanner, you can even check airflow readings before and after to see the difference. Up next, a tiny, cheap valve that keeps your engine's pressure and oil flow in check. Habit number 10. Replace your PCV valve regularly. The PCV, short for positive crankcase ventilation, valve is a small but crucial part that vents harmful gases out of your engine and keeps the internal pressure in check. Over time, it can clog or stick, leading to oil leaks, high oil consumption, and rough engine performance. Most automakers recommend swapping it out every 20 to 30,000 miles. If it fails closed, crankcase pressure can build up and blow out gaskets, costing you at least $1,000 in repairs. If it fails open, Your engine could burn up to a quart of oil every 1,000 miles, especially in older engines. The good news? Replacing it is simple. Step 1. Find the valve, usually near the valve cover or in the oil-filled tube. Step 2. Twist it counterclockwise to remove, then insert the new one and twist clockwise to lock it in place. While you're at it, inspect the vent hose for cracks or damage, and replace if needed. A fresh PCV valve helps cut oil consumption, lowers emissions, and keeps your engine running clean. Next up, an often skipped step that can make your tires last way longer. Habit number 11. Get your wheel alignment checked regularly. Doing an alignment every 10,000 miles, or anytime you feel something off in the steering, can seriously extend the life of your tires. Research shows that about 35% of drivers put off alignments by at least a month. So how do you know it's out of alignment? If the inside or outside edges of your tires are wearing faster than the rest, if the car pulls to one side when the wheel is straight, or if the steering wheel sits crooked while driving, those are big clues. For example, if your front wheels are slightly pointed inward, called toe-in, the outer edges wear out faster. If they're pointed outward, or toe-out, the inner edges take the hit. Neglecting alignment can cut tire life by up to 30% and bump your fuel consumption by about 10%. It's a job for a pro with precision measuring equipment, and it usually runs $75 to $100. But in the long run, it'll save you way more than that in tire costs. Now let's wrap up with one last maintenance step, probably the most invisible, but one of the most important. Habit number 12. Don't rev your engine hard when it's cold. Drivers usually fall into 3 groups: the ones who take off right after starting, the ones who idle forever, and the ones in between. Here's the truth: revving a cold engine is slowly killing it. When it's cold, motor oil is thick and sitting down in the oil pan. It needs a little time to circulate through the engine and coat all the moving parts with a protective film. If you hammer the gas before that happens, parts like pistons, camshafts, and bearings are rubbing metal on metal with little to no oil, accelerating wear dramatically. The right move? Let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds after startup, then drive gently. For the first few minutes, avoid hard acceleration and keep it under 3,000 RPM. Some cars, even Subarus, have a blue cold light on the dash. If that's lit, you're still in the danger zone, so keep it easy until it goes out. And remember, most turbo failures trace back to bad oil habits, and cold revving is high on that list. Be patient. Rushing it can cost you thousands in repairs. Now, let's finish strong with habit number 13. Habit number 13. Wash your undercarriage regularly. Especially in winter, skipping an underbody wash is a big mistake. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean there's no danger. Road salt, mud, and grime build up fast underneath your car. Salt speeds up rust, eating away at brake lines, suspension parts, exhaust components, and even the frame itself. If you live near the coast, salty air and sand can do the same kind of damage. Experts recommend a thorough undercarriage wash at least 4 times a year. In snowy areas, once a month during winter is even better. It's a high-pressure wash that hits all the hidden spots, and you can get it done at a shop or a car wash with the right equipment. It's not just about cleaning what you can't see, it's about keeping your car safe and solid for years to come. Bonus tip: keep a maintenance log. Like any good mechanic, I recommend tracking all your maintenance, oil changes, tire rotations, filter swaps, along with the date and mileage. It helps you spot problems early. For example, if you notice you're losing oil every 600 miles, that's a red flag. Plus, when it comes time to sell, a well-documented service history boosts your car's value and reassures buyers. You don't need anything fancy. A simple notebook or a phone app works just fine.